Sporting Journal Radio, presented by Onyx.
Well, it's finally back again. We're getting back into show season. I feel like we just hit the pause button on the show seasons there for a while, and now they're finally getting fired back up, and we're happy to be a part of the Outdoor News Deer and Turkey Classic. It's coming up March 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, and to tell us more about it, Eric Meyer's with us from Outdoor News. Eric, how you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
Thanks for being on the show here once again. I feel like the last 2 years were just kind of a blur, and the last show that I was a part of was the Deer and Turkey Classic in Shakopee, and then everything kind of went south for everybody there for about 2 years. But we're finally back. You got to be excited to be having the show again this year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's been a long wait since that 2020 event, and having to shut it down Friday night. We had just moved it to a new facility, Canterbury Park. We had bumped it up by 40 exhibitors from the last facility, and had some really great seminar speakers. We had Michael Waddell there. But this upcoming show, we have Lee and Tiffany, and Pat and Nicole and Melissa Bachman headlining, so we have a great lineup.
Yep. It's hard to go wrong with all those names that you just mentioned. And if I can just go back, I don't want to dwell on the beginning of the pandemic by any means, but if I just want to go back to that day, because I was there, and I was there at the same time as Michael Waddell. We were both standing at the Outdoor News booth, and my phone vibrated, and I got this message that Governor Walz was starting to shut things down. And I remember watching it all transpire, and I think I watched your hair get more gray. I think I watched gray hairs form on your head that day, because that had to have been a stressful moment, having that happen literally while you had this event going on.
Yeah, it all started Wednesday with all the bulk guys moving in. We had Rudy Gobert and Tom Hanks got it on Wednesday, and it just started. I could tell things weren't going in the right direction, and tried to stay positive. And then Friday came, and we were watching the auto show downtown, and they shut it down. And then we got ordered to shut our show down Friday evening, and I had to go around to all the exhibitors and break them the news, and it was a sad day, but. We got through it, and we're back for another year, and things are looking good. I'm pretty much sold out on booth space.
Oh, perfect.
And have some giant bucks on the way for display from across the state. So things are looking good.
I like it at Canterbury Park there in Shakopee. I've been to the event at a couple of the different locations, the fairgrounds. Canterbury Park was an interesting location, because you walk by a casino while you're walking around while you're in there. But it seems like every time you go around a corner, there's another giant rack staring at you. Some of the antlers that you see on display there are crazy.
Yeah, we have, I work for Outdoor News. I'm the photo manager, and we get a lot of the bucks from across the state entered into our best buck contest. And I reach out to the guys that shoot the bigger bucks to invite them to the show. And I probably sent out 400 invitations, and hopefully we get at least half of those guys coming in. Generally, we have 200 on display for the weekend, and we've had up to 350 brought in for measuring. We have the Minnesota official measures there doing all the measuring. So it's a great gathering of Minnesota's deer hunters, and it's just it's kind of a grassroots show. All these guys from across the state are getting together to look at the fruits of their labor in the field, and the bucks seem to be getting bigger too.
Yeah, well, and We did a story on the antler scoring there for Prairie Sportsman when we were there 2 years ago, and you can watch that on YouTube, prairiesportsman.org, and see a little bit more about what goes into that whole process. Because I can't remember if you said it or not, but how many antlers or like how many sets of antlers normally come in? How many racks normally come in? It's free. You can bring your antlers in if they've never been scored before. You can get them scored there at this event. How many do you think you get to come in and do that?
Well, our best outing, we had around 350 entries, and
wow.
200. I have a promotion that if you bring your buck in Friday or your antlers, or it could be a bear skull or moose sheds or elk rack, it's got to be Minnesota, and fair chase, and then you bring it in and you leave it for the weekend, and I have a drawing for about 40 prizes. One's a gearhead compound bow worth a couple $1,000, and so you got a pretty good shot of winning something. And so we're hoping for that kind of turnout again this year. So it's actually entry fee. If you bring a rack in, entry fee is $15 for admission, and that includes one antler scoring. If you bring more than one antler in, it's $5 per antler. Okay. But what's happened in the past is we've got guys will come in with a box of sheds, and we just don't have time to do all of them. So it's if you're willing to pay for it, they'll do it. But we just try to get our customers to bring in one set is good. If they bring a rack and then a shed, that's fine. We're just we only have so much time to pull this off, and we got like 25 measures, and they're pretty fast, but that's how we set it up this time around.
Sure. And you're going to have people there doing some bear hunting and turkey hunting seminars, and also people, if you want to buy or sell some hunting land, you're going to have some experts there that'll help you with that as well?
Yeah, we have a number of real estate people, all the major hitters in the market. You got your whitetail properties, and then we have a lot of good outfitters. My goal is to have a whitetail outfitter from every state and province, and to cover all 6 species of the wild turkey, the World Slam, which we have on display. So it's just to cover our basis, and if somebody's interested in going, turkey hunting down to the Yucatan, we'd have an outfitter. Right now, I don't have one from Yucatan, but working on it. But we have about 160 exhibitors right now.
Well, you mentioned that it's kind of a grassroots show, and it is kind of a legendary show here in Minnesota. Outdoor News has owned it for a few years, but this show started, the Deer Classic goes way back, right? Yeah.
So in 1982, I believe, it's been 38 years, and Hugh Price started it up back in the early 80s, and then another outfit had it for like 3 years, and they moved it to a facility that was a third of the size of the one it was in, downsizing it. I was working the Outdoor News booth, had a double booth there, and we just couldn't even fit the attendees in the facility, so that didn't work out. So my father, Eric Meyer, the publisher of Outdoor News, we decided that we'd bring it back to the Canterbury Park, and we did that for 5 years, and then after the pandemic, I actually acquired the show. I'm sole owner of the Deer Classic at this point. And,
oh, wow.
Outdoor News isn't actually titled on it anymore. I just call it the Minnesota Deer and Turkey Classic, and I'm on my own on this go
Okay,
around.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, and I was there. I had a booth at that when it was in that smaller facility there too, up in Blaine, and it got real crowded. And there were a couple of times where, people couldn't even move. It was just so jam packed in there. So having that Canterbury is nice. I feel like it just keeps going and going when you walk around it at Canterbury. There's just a lot more space and a lot more room to kind of maneuver around and see some of the cool things there. All right. Well, Eric, if people want to learn a little bit more about it, we should mention I'm going to be there too. Saturday, March 12th from 1 to 3 p.m. I'll be there. People can come and, I don't know, high five. I'll give out high fives or something, say hi. But
we'll have you set up in the entryway there by the outdoor news booth, so you'll be easy to find.
Perfect. Well, stop by and say hi. And if people want to learn more about this event, admission prices, admission times, and location and all that good stuff, where should they go?
They can go to mndeerclassic.com. And we're 1 to 9 on Friday, 9 to 5 Saturday, 10 to 5 or 9 to 7 on Saturday. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
10 to 5 Sunday. And then we open up a couple hours early each day for the guys to register their antlers. You can't get into the show, but you can get to the antler office and register your antlers so they can get started on those. But go to our website, and you'll find all the info you need.
There you go, mndeerclassic.com. Eric Meyer, thanks for the time today on the show. Good luck with the event.
Thank you, and we'll see you down there.
Hear more at sportingjournalradio.com or wherever you get podcasts. Don't miss the 2022 Minnesota Deer and Turkey Classic at its new location at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, March 11th through the 13th. This year's Classic features top hunting celebrities like Driven TV's Pat Nicole Reeve, Lee and Tiffany Lakoski of the Crush TV, and Melissa Bachman. Get your antlers scored, view more than 300 antler entries, and see the latest hunting products, plus a great lineup of lodges and outfitters. For complete details on the 2022 Deer and Turkey Classic, visit mndeerclassic.com.